everybody. Thank you for coming out tonight. I'm Lynn, and along with Mr. T, Kelly Terrell back at the Lane Board, who also creates these offices that you're about to see. We're very glad to welcome you to She Loves You tonight. On behalf, of course, to the Principal Lockwood, Vice Principal Sheriff is in the house tonight, so if you see him, you look in his eyes, you know. It might be a his hat. And of course, Mr. Perry and Central Administration and the Board of Ed all are, on behalf of everybody, we're very glad to have you here. What you need to know, the play is in 2 acts, a slightly longer first act and a short second act. There will be a 15-minute intermission. The restrooms are behind you in the lobby. There's fire exits all around. When that intermission time comes in the lobby, please say hi to the play volunteer parents back there who have all sorts of wonderful treats to snack on and libations to drink. And since this show involves love letters in the plot, if you fall in love with anyone on stage, you can send them your own love letter, a little backstage message in the spirit of the show, which is great. What we want is that besides the 35 kids you'll see on stage tonight, there's an army of other students involved. We have students here in the kit in front of you. You have students at the lighting board in back of you. You have students on the running crew. Every bit of painting and set work that you see has been contributed to by students. So the school musical, which some people think it's a little thing that the drama club kids do, right? No, not at all. It really involves well over 100 students when you start to put together all those departments in order to provide this for you. And we're very proud of that. We're very proud of the alumni and staff. There's alumni and staff as mentor musicians. Tonight I want to talk specifically about Ms. King. Anyone who goes to this school knows that we have Ms. King. We're lucky to have Ms. King as our 4-star MVP substitute, right?
5-star.
Ms. King, when the usual alumni that I had reached out to in the past to choreograph the show, to make the dances, were all busy on other projects or being rockettes like the Peterson sisters, and everybody was out doing something. I suddenly thought of Miss King, because Q Bunch of me said, well, you know, Miss King can do the dance. I try to get her some for my dance classes because she's a dancer, she can do the dance. I didn't even know Miss King had worked with the famous June Taylor dancers, you know, back in the 1950s. And Miss King has an amazing experience with dance, so she agreed to step in and to create the dance that you see. So, again, part of the whole family, part of the whole Woodbridge family. Special thanks tonight to Ms. King. And we will read her. Also, please show proper respect. I know a lot of students have friends in the cast, etc., but they're creating characters for you, so please be respectful. No shout-outs, give them your attention, give them your focus. If you have a crying baby or anything in your family, please take them to the lobby and all. Because the kids have worked for 3 months plus to create this world of 1930 Budapest for you. They really want to do this for you, and so we owe it to them to give them the focus and respect that they deserve. A big part of that, of course, is the phones. Besides the usual, please don't use your phone in the theater. I checked with my priest and I found out it is a sin. It's an actual sin to use a phone. Just so you know. So, no, actually, the real reason, on top of everything else, if you really need to use the phone to go to the lobby is we're running the microphones on a wireless system, and you know, your phone, your text, or your naughty pictures could somehow, like, suddenly come up on the stage. You don't want that, right? So it could interfere with our mic system. So if you do have to use the phone, please go into the lobby. Lastly, She Loves Me. You might not think you know it, but this story is so enduring that every generation does a version of it. It started life in the 1930s, which this play set in the 1930s as a straight drama, and that became a movie called The Shop Around the Corner, which pops up in First Classic Movies every month with Jimmy Stewart, Martin Sullivan. It was musicalized for Judy Garland and Van Johnson is the good old summertime. In the 1990s, Nora Ephron, the great Nora Ephron, turned it into You've Got Mail with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. It's all the same story as She Loves Me, and this is the best version of all. Two union co-workers who think they meet each other, finding out who their secret pen pal lover is. So I know it's not too spring-like outside, but this cast is going to bring you some spring and some heat with She Loves Me. Please enjoy. Thank you.
Good morning, good day. How are you this beautiful day? Isn't this a beautiful morning? Very. Hey, see close, how's this? That's an awfully elegant pose, but it's all that elegance necessary. Why not? I represent marriages, don't I? We're not a butcher shop or a hardware store. We're a parfum. That means we're stylish, that's it, with a quiet dignity, yes, and we get the tilt of our hats right, that's right. When I ride my bike, people see what Americhek's like, so I think it's very important that I look my best. And how many people did you run over today? Not one. Well, it's early. Here comes Miss Ritter. Oh, she's the night with Mr. Hogan. Again, they always kiss goodbye at the newsstand, then she walks around the block to make us home.
Good morning.
Good day.
How are you this glorious day? Have you seen a lovelier morning?
Never.
It's too nice a day to be inside shuffling soap. They have no more energy whatsoever. Anybody mind if I take the day off? Arpad, why aren't you old enough to take me away from all this?
I'm old enough.
Then marry me and I'll quit my job. No. I'm afraid you're not quite old enough.
But it won't be long though, I'm catching up. You know, Miss Forbat always used to say, I'd get to be 35 before you ever did. Ha! Mr. Godai! Good morning, good day. How are you this radiant day? What a rare, magnificent morning, is it? Good morning, my dear. How are you this ravishing day? Do you know you've never looked more exquisite? What a lovely dress! It's the same one she had on yesterday, Mr. Kodai. Here that isn't Mr. Novak. Good morning, good day. Isn't that a beautiful sky? What a perfect example of summer weather! It's so a day to be indoors counting out change. What a waste of holiday weather all together. Let's all run away.
Wouldn't it be something if we all took off from work?
Leaving Mr. Marichette without a single park. Why not have a picnic? I can bring my wife's preserves. Chimneys might be nice with water jars. It's so nice today. We sign inside the store. We can all be in our faces. Sunset. It's so nice today. We know the other tree. We'll all be out of a job.
If it costs that much to get suntan,
I'll stay untanned. Pale but solvent. A picnic. A picnic. Oh, well.
Well, Mr. Novak, was the chicken usual success?
The what?
Last night, your weekly dinner with Mr. and Mrs. Marichette.
Yes. Oh, did you talk to Mr. Marichette about replacing Miss Corvath yet? Well, I mentioned it. I mean, absolutely not. The way business has been.
Yes, but it's bound to pick up. Now that Hammerschmidt's is closed.
Oh, look, it's Marichette. Have you ever tried that answer? I wonder if it's any good.
Good. My dear women, my wife's been using their products for years. In fact, I often wonder why theirs is always so much better than everyone else's.
You would know, Mr. Marichette.
Good day. Good day, ladies. May I help you?
Good day, ladies. May I help you?
Good day, ladies. May I help you?
I would like to see a
Face like yours.
But we
Do
carry.
you have a cream for cherry red?
Oh, I see what you mean.
You will look enchanting.
Dry lips.
Glamorous as garble.
Big mouth.
I would recommend
Today.
On sale, did you say?
Put a little lipstick
on your nose.
twice.
Morning anything. And a little brush for all night.
Teeth.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Is there something else before you go?
Yes. What have I forgotten? I knew there was something. Something from my something slowly on my I could only use a bottle of jam.
We have a splendid.
Here's an inexpensive perfume called Rat.
If you want to clip your
Earlobes.
you may want to dye your nails.
Dab a little on your
Husband's face.
Won't he be surprised? I look like an eyebrow through my cheek. The things that I think of.
hat might filled with
Very soft soap.
That should do it. Probably every charge and thank you so much.
Always such a pleasure seeing you. that? Looks like business is picking up.
Oh, let us love. I got another letter today.
From her.
Yes, it's so beautiful. I just got to read it to you.
Did she enclose a snapshot this time?
Well,
Or did she say anything about meeting you face to face?
we will very soon, but just listen to this. Dear friend, yesterday morning I ran through the ranks of the post office. I had a key in my hand, Peter, box 1433. Trembling, I opened the door and looked inside and oh, dear friend, there you were. I took you out. I looked at you for a moment. And I sat down, gently opened it, and read you.
Mr. Seacos, could you spare me one of your stomach pills?
Yes, sir. Of course, sir.
Thank you. You know whose fault this is?
No, who, sir?
Yours.
Mine.
Every time you come to dinner, Mrs. Marichek has to cook big dumplings and cream gravy. You know what happens? You stay thin, and I get heartburn.
Well, I'm very sorry, sir.
George, it was time you were married. Aren't you tired of living in furnished rooms and running around to cabarets and dance halls?
Mr. Marichek, I haven't been to a dance hall in years.
I know what you bachelors are like. Remember, I was once one myself, and what a bachelor. I see it all. It's like a movie in my head that plays and plays. Everything was possible when I was young. Young, strong. Oh, I was something in days gone by. With some girl who just happened to catch my eyes. Slim, straight, light on my feet. Shoes just skimming the ground. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, follow the beat. Round, round, around. All night, circling the floor till dawn lit up the sky. No one younger than I. Days gone by. But then I met Mrs. Marichek, and ever since then I've danced only with her. I bet you think that's incredible.
No, Mrs. Marichek's a beautiful woman.
Young, strong. Oh, something in days gone by.
I'm a terrible dancer.
Some girl just happened to catch my eye.
I can use my hands. Just
Slim, straight, light on my feet. Shoes just skimming the ground. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, follow the beat. Round, round, around this richer.
Back to three, spin me around and go back to three,
All night, circling the floor till dawn lit up the sky. No one younger than I. Days gone by. Take my advice, George. Find yourself one person to dance with. Believe me, it's not necessary to change partners every night.
no, Mr. Marichek, I don't.
Or even every other night, you just think it's necessary.
No, that's not true.
Oh, here they are.
What?
A little surprise for you.
Oh, what is it?
A genuine leather box. Wait, listen. Isn't that lovely? Here, you try it.
What else does it do?
What do you mean, what else? This is a genuine leather musical cigarette box, and only 10 and 6. How's that for a bargain?
Yes, but who will buy it?
I can see you're in a difficult mood today.
No.
Why don't we ask some of the other clerks around here? Get their honest opinions. Mr. C. Mr. Kodai.
Yes, sir.
Will it sell?
I can't imagine why not, sir. In fact, I'd go even further. I think this box will make music lovers out of cigarette smokers, and cigarette smokers out of music lovers.
Thank you, Mr. Kodai.
You're welcome, sir.
Now, George, I'll make you a bet. I'll bet you 10 and 6 will sell the first of these boxes within 1 hour.
No, Mr. Marichek, I don't want to take your money.
10 and 6, 1 hour, no more, no less. Is it a bet?
Well,
He's not so confident now.
Oh, it's a bet.
You will pay through the nose, you will pay through the nose. Good day, madam. May I help you?
I like the large for the Mona Lisa.
Mona Lisa cold cream, madam, certainly. Isn't that a lovely melody?
Is 7 and 4 the largest size, or is there a larger?
Oh, we also have a 9 and 6.
I'd like to see it.
This is a genuine leather musical cigarette box.
Do you carry flowers of spring in the 1 ounce bottle?
The 1 ounce bottle? Certainly, madam. Mr. Staples, your customer.
Oh, yes, sir.
Over here, madam. Good day, madam. May I help you?
Where do you go to return a jar of sour ice cream?
Oh, Mr. Kodai, your customer.
Right this way, madam.
Maybe next time, sir. Good day, madam. May I help you?
No. Yes.
Well, we have a complete stock of perfumes, soaps, shampoos, bath oils, bath salts, face creams, cold creams, nail polish, brushes, hard, soft, and medium.
No.
Toilet water. Special this week only, and roasted ability. I'll show it to you.
Thursday? Good. I'll stop by for it.
Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you, madam. Please call again. Do call again, madam.
Let me spray a little on her hand. No.
Actually, sweetie, I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy anything. Is Mr. Marichek here?
Well, he's in the back room.
Can I speak to him, please?
Perhaps I can help you.
I don't think so.
Well, he's quite busy.
That's okay. I'll just sit right here and wait
No,
until
this-
he's free.
May I ask the nature of your business?
I think I better speak to Miss Marichek personally.
Very well, may I have your name, please?
Polish. Amalia Polish.
Very well, Miss Ballish. I'll tell him you're here.
Oh, one more thing. Miss Horvath, the lady who's having a baby, she hasn't been replaced yet, has she?
Are you looking for a job?
No! I guess you could call it that. Well, I'm a very good salesgirl and I know the perfumery business inside and out. I've worked in Hammerschmidt's 5 years. 5 years and 8 months, and they were always very satisfied with me. I have a letter here from Mr. Hammerschmidt himself.
Yes.
Somewhere here it says Miss Polish is honest,
Oh.
dependable, dedicated. And somewhere here, she also has an abundance of those qualities which go towards making her a superior salesperson. I highly recommend her signed Herman Hammerschmidt himself. Oh. Here.
I'm sure it's just as you say, but unfortunately, we're not replacing Miss Horvath right now. If you'd like to leave your name,
Polish. Amalia Polish.
and should anything come up,
I'd like to speak to Miss Marichek.
I'm afraid if it's only about a job,
Please!
I'm sorry, it just can't be done.
What can't be done? At Meritix, nothing is impossible. Perhaps I can help you.
Sir, she wants a job.
What?
I'm a very good salesgirl.
I'm sorry.
I have a letter from Mr. Hammerschmidt himself.
It's out of the question.
I'm honest, dependable, dedicated.
Really, George, why can't you handle something like this without calling me?
I'm a very good salesman.
If you'll excuse me.
Really, I am very good. Aren't these marvelous boxes? And only 10 and 6, can you imagine?
What are they for?
Oh. Candy.
Candy.
Why, certainly, madam. It's the latest thing. And just look at the wordsmanship.
A musical candy box.
Why, certainly, madam. It combines the 3 elements of good taste. Attractive to the eye, attractive to the ear, and functional.
How functional.
How? Let me tell you. This box has been a lifesaver to many, many women who have a slight tendency to overweight. And don't we all? We sit at home reading a good book or listening to a symphony, and our hand slips into the candy box. We
If you'll step over here, please. That will be 3 and 8 for the large jar of pastry.
And 10 and 6 for the box. Thank you very much, madam. Thank you.
You're hired, miss.
Abolish. Molly abolish.
Miss Balch, welcome to marriages. And now, Mr. Novak, if you please.
14 and 4, 14 and 5, 15.
Your packages, madam. Thank you, madam. Please call again. Do call again, madam.
Go to hell.
Dear friend, with November just around the corner, I have a feeling you may also share. Do you feel an undertone of discord and a sense of tension in the air? Mr. Novak, must this sidewalk always be covered in leaves? No, sir, but Mr. Manager. If it weren't for your Indian letters, I'd be flying south with all the geese. By the way, have you read War and Peace?
Morning, Mr. Novak.
Miss Polish, I see you're on time today.
I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Oh, but I'm not disappointed. Far from it. Well, let's just call it surprised. Always argue. Why is that? Well, it's a simple chemical reaction, you see. The two people like each other very much. They like each other? I think so. They like each other very much? Then don't you think we should go tell them? Our bad, my boy. They'd never believe us. Oh, look! Winter! Right. Have you set your calendar for Tuesday when we bring this chapter to a close? When I meet my lady of the letters, with tiny faces in rows. In the freezing weather of December, I'll be warmly waiting for a date.
Until then, count the hours. Oh, I'm late for work. I'm late. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm not very late. Did Mr. Novak say anything? Where is he?
In the workroom. You're all new. The shoes, the
Wonderful.
It took me 3 hours to get dressed. That's why I'm so late.
I have a feeling our little Miss Polish must be in love. And you have a rendezvous with him this evening.
How do you know?
Mr. Kodai is an expert on love, which is really quite remarkable considering he's never been in it.
Good morning, Miss Polish.
You didn't yell at me. What's wrong with him?
He has other things on his mind. Mr. Marich's very upset.
He is again.
And you know who gets the worst of it?
Mr. Novak. Yes, sir. Do you see this? Yes. Do you know what it is? Of course, a 2-in-1 Lisa cold cream. Here, let's see you try it. The back came off.
I was under the impression that it was your responsibility to see that these tubes are correctly filled.
Yes, what?
If that responsibility is too much for you, Mr. Novak.
Mr. Marichek,
Or is it the tubes? Are they defective?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Then, well, it wouldn't be asking too much for the cream to come out the right end, now would it?
No, it wouldn't be asking too much.
Thank you, Mr. Novak. That's all I needed to hear.
George! George! Your coat! There's still Mona Lisa on it. Thanks, Ladislav. You're so nervous, I can feel you vibrating. Well, it's a new suit, Ladislav. I've never worn it to work before. Oh, what's the occasion? Well, the biggest ever. I'm meeting her tonight. The letter girl. Face to face, at last? Face to face, at last. Well, I just hope she lives up to your expectations. Can I tell you something, Ladislav? I mean, I really hope she doesn't. I hope she isn't as beautiful as I think she is, or as brilliant as I think she is, because what will she think of me? Some ordinary clerk at some ordinary shop and terrible liar. A liar? Well, the things I wrote in those letters. You lied? Well, I exaggerated. 100 vibrated. I'm nervous and upset because this girl I've never met, I get to meet tonight at 8. I'm taking her to dinner at a charming old cafe with Poker 8 tonight at 8. It's early in the morning and the day is not till 8 o'clock tonight, and already I can see what a nightmare this whole day will be. I haven't slept a wink, I only think of our approaching death on that tonight at 10. I feel a combination of depression and elation when it stays to wait till 8. 3 more minutes, 2 more seconds, 10 more hours to go. In spite of all everything, she may not be very smitten, and my hopes perhaps may all collapse. Collapse tonight at 8. I wish I knew exactly how I like what will happen when we die tonight at 8. I know I'll drop the silverware, but will I spill the water or the wine tonight at 8? Tonight I'll walk right up and sit right down beside the smartest girl in town, and that is anybody's guess. More and more I'm breathing less. In my imagination I can hear our conversation taking shape tonight at 8. Sit there saying absolutely nothing, but I'll jabber like an 8 tonight at 8. 2 more minutes, 3 more seconds, 10 more hours to go. So when this is done and something's ended, it'll be gone, and if it goes alright, who knows, I might propose tonight at
wrapping.
It certainly is a pleasant change. You know, for the past month, I've done practically nothing except build those darn tubes of Mona Lisa.
Well, what do you care? You're in love with some nice, eligible young man. Pretty soon you'll be able to kiss all this goodbye. So tell me, what's he like? Tell me all about him. I love to suffer. Well, is he tall? So-so. So-so 6 feet? So-so 5 feet?
I never measured.
Color of hair? Color of eyes?
Sandy hair, not really light, not really dark.
And the eyes?
Bluish, greenish,
Brownish?
a little.
Is he handsome?
You know, it's difficult to say. I mean, at times he is, and then again, at times he's not.
Well built?
Average.
Did you like a piece of good advice? Don't lose him in a crowd.
Why, oh why am I such an unconvincing liar? The fact is, I've never met him, ever really.
Never?
That's why I don't know if he's tall, wide, short, narrow, pink or green, or even what his name is.
You mean all this fuss is just for a blind date? My God, you're even more desperate than I am.
It's not a blind date, I know him.
How?
Letters. Many, many letters.
You belong to a Lonely Hearts Club?
I had never done that sort of thing before. I used to read the advertisements in the papers.
Who hasn't? Young man wants young lady wants young man.
But I never took them seriously. Until one day I saw his advertisement. And even then I tried not to answer it really. But it just kept calling out to me.
He could be 75.
The advertisement said young man.
You haven't even asked for a photograph?
I don't know his name or what he looks like, but I have a much more certain guide. I can tell exactly what he looks like inside. When I undertook this course,
Mr. Novak, perhaps you could help me.
Yes, sir.
I'm looking for the Christmas decorations. I don't see them.
Haven't started them yet. I meant to talk to you about it in a day or two.
I'm sick and tired of you running to me like a baby on every little thing that comes up.
Mr. Maritek, that's not fair.
Excuse me, George.
Kindly inform all employees they'll have to stay late tonight. Now, is that clear, even to you?
Yes, it's perfectly clear, but I can't stay tonight. I have an appointment.
Excuse me?
I can stay tomorrow night, Thursday night, Friday, even.
I assure you, we'll get on perfectly without you. That's all.
No, that's not all, Mr. Maritek. For the past month, I can't seem to do anything right. Everything's changed. What is it? Is it you? Is it me? If my work has been bad now, it's been bad for 15 years. What the hell did you wait till now to tell me?
How dare you raise your voice in this shop? Clumsy idiot.
Thank you, madam. Please call again. Do call again, madam.
You did that on purpose.
I had to stop that argument before you did something foolish like resigning.
Well, I'm not sure I appreciate that, Ladislav.
Oh, I didn't do it for you, George. I did it for me.
What?
Who knows? If you resign, your successor might take one look at me and ask himself, what's this clumsy doing this fancy perfumery?
Ladislav, you're a very good clerk.
I'm an idiot. But at least I'm an idiot with a job. Call me fool, that's alright with me. Here's my rule, never disagree. Where's my pride? Swallowed long ago, deep inside, where it doesn't show. Bowing, scraping, nodding, beaming, always humble, not an ounce of self-respect. Yes, sir, you're so right, sir. Black is white, sir. Excuse me while I genuflect. How do I retain so calm and cheerful? How do I maintain my peace of mind? Let me just explain my rationale. It's all in your perspective. Listen to an old Hungarian I'm only one of several in a rather small perfumery, which is only one of several in the city, which is one of many cities in this country, which is only of many countries, which are on this continent, which is one of 7 on this not-so-special planet, which is one of many in our solar system, which is one of many solar systems in this vast and inconceivable affair that is the universe. So, in this infinite, incomprehensible scheme, if it doth call Marichek's string at a spec called Cephos, what on earth does it matter? So call me fool, that's alright with me. Here's my rule, never disagree. Where's my pride? Swallowed long ago, deep inside, where it doesn't show. Just maintain a true perspective and be sure you won't avoid a clash with bills. Just maintain a true perspective and be sure you're well supplied with stomach pills. Let me put it bluntly, I'm a coward with a wife and children to support. Actually, my creed is short and simple. 5 essential words, George. Do not lose your job.
Miss Ritter. Miss Ritter.
What?
This is going to be a charge. Here's the lady's name.
Just the name? Just a long conversation? No telephone number?
I don't need it. She's got mine.
While I have you all here, Miss Wallace, Mr. Marichek wants us to stay late.
Why?
For Christmas decorations, all right?
I guess so.
Of course.
Thank you.
Good day, madam. May I help you?
Mr. Novak. Mr. Novak, I can't stay.
Why?
I have a date. You know I have a date.
I know no such thing.
How can you say that? Why do you think I'm wearing these new clothes? To trim a tree in?
I am only following Mr. Marichek's instructions.
I can't stay.
Well, you were not being very cooperative, Miss Wallace.
Well, why did he have to pick this one night? Or did you pick it, Mr. Novak, just because you knew I had an appointment?
Thank you, madam. Please call again. Do call again, madam.
You know, I find it quite depressing how anyone can hate me that much.
I do not hate you, Miss Wallace, but ever since we came here, this was a happy, peaceful place. Now the whole atmosphere has changed. Mr. Marichek is on a warpath. Everyone's cranky.
That's not my fault.
The Mona Lisa coming out of the wrong end of the tube.
And that's not my fault. Sit.
You've been filming.
According to your instructions.
Let's not argue about it now. Can we have a truce?
Anytime, Mr. Novak, after all, you're the one who always starts things.
Oh, I'm the
You
one!
always resent me from the very first day I came here when I made you lose that bet to Mr. Marichek. For 10 and 6, wasn't it? To think anyone could hate me so much just for 10 and 6.
That is
Or
nonsense.
was it your male pride that was wounded because I went over your head? Men always do seem to resent things like that.
I do not resent you, Miss Wallace.
Oh, yes.
Oh, for heaven's sake, I do not resent you! But, if I did, I would have a very good reason. Can you deny you haven't been working here for 2 weeks and so you started making very public, very humiliating remarks about me?
Only because you were going around calling me Miss Amalia Abolish. Miss Amalia Abolish. Do you think I like that?
You think I like you criticizing my socks, my tie, my fingernails?
Much better.
That must be the rules. Worst tempered, most difficult girl in the world.
Good day, madam. May I help you?
Yes, I'd like to see Lily scented soap.
Oh, Mr. Novak. Hard at work as usual, I see.
Good day, ladies. May I help you?
Did you make preparations for tonight?
Yes, Mr. Kodai, Miss Ritter, Mr. Seeples can stay, and our path, of course.
What about Miss Polish?
She has an appointment.
An appointment? Well, I guess you could hardly prevail upon her to stay when you're not going to.
Mr. Marichek, any other night.
There seem to be a great many things, Mr. Novak, that interest you far more than your position here.
Mr. Marichek, I am devoted to this shop. I couldn't work harder here if I owned it.
If you owned it, let me tell you something, my young friend. No matter what you do, you will never get your hands on this shop. Never! Not if I have to come down from heaven and stop you myself. Is that clear?
Yes, it's perfectly clear.
Now get away from me. Just get away.
I will get away permanently.
Can I take that as your resignation, Mr. Novak?
That's exactly what it is.
Very well. I accept it. Effective immediately. Miss Ritter will have your final pay.
Excuse me, is this the large size or the medium size?
What?
Is this the large size or the medium size?
The large size.
Well, then show me the medium, and I haven't got all day.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like a cake of Castile soap and a powder of shampoo. Is there a sale on? Let me have a hairnet follow, but how much do you charge for the Mona Lisa? Can you recommend an unusual?
Mr. Novak, are you leaving?
She
bisexual stuff is novel. I hope it's soon.
Goodbye, George. Marriage checks won't be the same without you. Sorry to see you go. I've never known that we go. Goodbye, George. I wish there was time for a proper farewell. But for now, good luck and goodbye, George. So long, please keep in touch. Do keep in touch, won't you?
Will he like me when we meet? The shy, quiet girl he's going to see. Be the girl that he's imagined me to be. Will he like me? Will he like the girl he sees? If he doesn't, will he know enough to know that there's more to me than I may always show? Will he like me? Will he know that there's a world of love waiting to warm me? How I'm hoping that his eyes and ears won't misinform him. Will he like me? Who can say? How I wish that we could meet another day. It's absurd for me to carry on this way. I'll try not to. Please just not to. When I am in my room alone and I write, thoughts come easily, words come fluently then. That's how it is when I'm alone, but tonight there's no hiding behind my paper and pen. Will he know that there's a world of love waiting to warm him? How I'm hoping that his eyes and ears won't misinform him. Will he like me? I don't know. All I know is that I'm tempted not to go. It's insanity for me to worry so. I'll try not to. He's just got to. Will he like me?
Let's do that pack of icicles over there.
I don't see any.
Would you please ask Mr. Kodai if he's got them?
Mr. Kadai, Miss Ritter was wondering if you have her icicles.
Icicles? Please tell her that's all I've been getting from her for several weeks.
He says,
Why else would I be laughing so uncontrollably?
Seapost, what do you think of a woman who goes with a man, tells him she loves him, and then suddenly drops him?
Before you answer that, Ladislav, what do you think of a man who breaks 3 dates with a girl in a little over a week?
A little over a week?
8 dates!
I don't recall 3 dates.
You don't recall anything, you never did.
You're so wrong, Ilona. I recall our evenings together. I recall them very well. Our private little booth at the Rathskeller. Remember? Oh, come on, Ilona. Let's go there tonight. You always loved the Rathskeller, the Chinese food, the gypsy fortune teller, and our rumba band. Ilona! Come with me, Ilona. I've missed you so much. How I envy you each evening when work is through. For I have only me to be with while you have you. Without you, Ilona, how cold my lonely life has grown. Are you happy alone, Ilona? Ilona, now that his eye is hard at play, we'll never get out of here till New Year's Day. So happy New Year, come with me, Ilona.
No.
Come with me, Sherry. Mistletoe, I long for someone. Please tell me who, like some divining rod, it points straight to you. Remember, Ilona, nights we knew before. If you'll just say the word, Ilona, we'll know them once more. Leave up to me, guess who I hang upon the Christmas tree. This is where I came in, amen. The fox and the chicken are a team again. Together, Ilona, we generate a spark that's rare. Or deny that it's there, Ilona. You feel it, I know. Let's help it to grow.
Okay, forget it, Rathskeller, but you better have lots of money because I'm starved. It's going to be Dutch as usual.
No, my treat.
You can all go home now. Go home. But the work isn't finished yet, sir. We'll have to finish it some other time. But speaking for myself, Mr. Rarechek, I wouldn't mind staying a little longer. I'm getting into the rhythm.
I want everyone out as quickly as possible. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Rarechek.
It's only 9:30.
9:30.
Arpad, yes, sir. Guess what? You've been reprieved. Mr. Rarechek says we can go.
Oh, here already. I'll just be a minute. Arpad, will you bring me my things, please?
Ilona, this is going to be a bit difficult to explain, but I won't be able to take you to the Rathskeller after all.
What?
I can't help myself, darling. The fact is, I thought we were going to be working late tonight, so I had to cancel a previous appointment, but now that we're done early, I've just got to keep it. You do understand, don't you? Trust me, darling, we'll go to the Rathskeller another night. Let's see now, today's Tuesday. How about next Monday? Ilona, Sherry?
I resolve not to be so stupid.
Will you keep Monday night open for me, darling?
Not to play this game.
All right, sweetheart.
How often I've been a sitting duck for Cupid. How often I've let him shoot me down.
Sweetheart, say it's all right.
I resolve not to be so trusting. It's time that I awoke. Whatever I've got up here is up here rusting. My feminine intuition is a joke. I must be cousin to a cat. I always wind up with a rat. I ruin momentary thrills. I find I can't afford the bells. I resolve, come what may, I will not be this girl one more day. I resolve not to be so brainless. I resolve not to be so dumb. My usual brush with love is far from painless. And suddenly I have got to know how come. I resolve not to blame the others just because I'm an easy mark. I want to know why I never meet their mothers. Where men are concerned, I'm always in the dark. I will stop taking my skin. I will not be a mandolin. Got so much strong puts away until he gets the urge to play. I resolve here and now. I will be a different girl somehow.
George! Shh. Will you come with me to the cafe and hurry out? It's urgent.
The cafe figured out.
Yes, she'll be there sitting alone, and on the table in front of her there will be a copy of Anna Karenina with a rose in it.
That's a very romantic picture. Very romantic. Except for one thing.
One thing.
What am I doing there?
You're going to give her this letter which explains I've been out of town, and we'll write to her as soon as possible.
She won't be disappointed.
She'd be more disappointed if she saw the way I am tonight. Will you do this for me?
Yes, of course.
Thank you, Ladislav. Can you hurry, please? For all I know, she's been waiting for so long. She went home.
Hold on, I'm coming. Come in, please. Mr. Keller?
Mr. Marichak?
Come in, please.
Do we talk here?
Everyone's gone.
As I told you on the phone, sir, we completed our investigation.
Who sent this to me?
I'm sorry we don't know that. None of us are very hard to track down, but we have tried to find him. As you'll see, we've been following Mrs. Marichak, and there's no doubt she's involved with one of your clerks.
There's no doubt.
Sorry, sir.
I've known all along. I had to be sure.
She's been going to his apartment, number 17 Court Street. Each visit is listed. Would you care for us to do an investigation of Mr. Kodai?
Who?
That's his name, Stephen Kodai. Stephen Kodai, number 17 Court Street, second floor, apartment 6.
Kodai. It's just, he's never met Mrs. Marichak, and there's another clerk. A clerk who's been to our house many times, and I naturally thought...
If you'll read the report, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Will there be anything else? Then I'll be on my way.
Good night, Mr. Keller.
Good night, sir.
Marichek. Hello, love. Yes, I know. You'll be out late then? I see. Give her my best. No, I just feel a bit tired. Of course. No, I won't wait up. So do I. Bye-bye.
Don't, Mr. Marichek!
Butterfingers, do that again. That's the end of your career.
How do you do, sir? How do you do, madam?
Don't you know we try to preserve our romantic atmosphere?
Oh, good to see you again, Mr. List.
That's what all our patrons expect. So every jarring note will be ruthlessly checked. Gently does it try to preserve our romantic atmosphere. Think of all the love affairs we assist. What more noble calling is there than ours? Tending each new beautiful bud of love, making sure each delicate seedling flowers. Treat each tryst and rendezvous as your own, bearing in mind the gravity of your task. All these lovers want is one shining hour. Is that such a terrible lot to ask? Look around and see for yourself the romantic atmosphere.
Victor? Stop.
That's what all our patrons demand. That's the reason why they're here.
Hugo.
They all come here just for the mood. And if you don't believe me, try tasting our food. That's why we have got to preserve our romantic atmosphere.
Where's the rose? What? There's a rose. That's a rose.
Well, it's been in my pocket all night.
Let me see it.
No,
You've gone this far. Go the rest of the.
just give her the letter. I really appreciate this, Ross.
Wait. Let's at least look at her.
You look. She's old. She's old, ugly, and toothless, isn't
I
she?
wouldn't say so.
There's something wrong, terribly wrong.
Why?
See in her face.
The fact is, she's a very attractive girl.
She really is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but well, I think so.
That's a matter of personal taste. Let's see. Who does she look like?
Some film star.
No. You know, more than anything, I'd say she looks like someone in the shop.
In our shop.
Yes. And you know who? Miss Balla. She looks very much like her.
Miss Bolish. Amalia Bolish? I thought you said attractive.
Well, I think so. Though, if you don't like Miss Ballish, you certainly won't care for this girl.
They're not similar.
See for yourself. You're just going to leave her there?
What do you suggest I tell her I'm the poor fool who's written her all those letters? She'd make me the laughing stock of the city.
How? She wrote some too. Your friend. I cut you out of the box and so on.
It's impossible.
What?
She couldn't have those letters. She couldn't have.
How do you know? I tried.
I know her. There's some mistake, Ladislav. There's got to be.
Then talk to her. Find out.
She's not, dear friend. She's not. She can't be. Can she?
Mr. Novak, what are you doing here?
Celebrating. How about you?
I'm waiting for someone.
Anyone in particular?
Of course, Mr. Novak. What kind of girl do you think I am?
Well,
Never mind, Mr. Novak. I know.
Look, may I sit down for a minute?
No, I'm afraid not.
You won't help me celebrate?
Celebrate?
Just think of it, Miss Ballish. Tomorrow's Wednesday, and I can sleep as late as I like.
Mr. Novak, I told you that chair happens to be reserved.
You won't have one small,
I can't.
one small farewell drink.
Oh, it's very small and very good.
Thank you. Well, here's to marriages, and to all the people who work there, and to all the people who used to work there. Customers.
That covers everything. Mr. Novak, are you spying on me?
Spy.
Have you come here to make sure I really have a date, that I'm not just making this whole thing up so I don't have to work tonight?
Miss Polish, who would I be spying for, Marichek?
Mr. Novak, if you don't leave this table immediately, I'm going to have to call the waiter.
Yes, madam.
There you are.
May I put a word in? One small, tiny word. The Cafe Imperial is a rendezvous for lovers. Oh, look around you. We try to preserve a romantic atmosphere. And I find that very difficult, madam. When you and your husband insist on fighting right in the middle of it, can't you please argue at home?
This is not my husband. This is a business associate.
Well then, talk business someplace else. Please.
So, you say you're meeting someone here, someone you know very long.
Mr. Novak, will you leave?
It just doesn't seem right for a man to keep a girl waiting here in such a public place.
Will you please leave?
Even if he's a close friend, a dear friend.
I don't wish to discuss it with you, Mr. Novak.
What's the name of that tune? My mother used to sing it to me when I was a baby.
So did mine.
Miss Polish, do you realize we've just found something in common? At one time, we were both infants.
But I grew up.
I think it's called Tango Churachi.
What if he's already been here and seen us together and gone? I'll never forgive you.
And what's this?
Oh, put that back.
Anna Karenina.
Yes, it's a book by Leo Tolstoy. Now, will you please put it back?
And what's this for?
That's none of your business.
Miss Polish, is it possible you never even met this man?
That's ridiculous.
Of course it is, and yet, you know, some girls and some men do make appointments with strangers, and sometimes it turns out rather well. But on the other hand, sometimes it turns out not so well. Oh, I remember this girl I used to know. She started writing to someone through a lonely hearts club, and they corresponded for a while, then decided to meet. I seem to recall she was to have a flower in her book, and he was to have the same flower in his buttonhole, and they did recognize each other, I guess. The next day, the police found her left leg floating in the river. And you know, they never found the rest of it. Or her book.
At the count of 5, I'll scream. So you better go and soon. 1.
Miss Polish, I just want to talk to you.
Don't forget I've had some wine and nothing to eat since noon. 2.
Miss Polish, are you intoxicated?
Dante once described all the depths of hell. If I have my way, you will know them well. 3.
Miss Polish.
You are easily the most insensitive man alive.
You're surprised.
I'm sorry, but I'm fighting for my life. 4.5, will you go? Then 5.
Are you trying to ruin me, lady? I warned you, get out! Wait, no, you two, get out! Oh, that's all, just get out! So screaming like lunatics, that's all, get out!
How dare you speak to a lady that way?
Ladies do not scream in cafes!
Well, I'm afraid you don't quite understand. See, there was a fly in the wine.
What?
I said, a fly in the wine! No.
Where is it? Show it to me.
Well, I'm afraid this
quite impossible, you see. The lady swallowed it.
She swallowed it.
And you screamed.
Oh, God!
Really, Mr. Nomad, no matter how much you despise me or how unhappy you are, haven't you had enough revenge? I just don't understand you.
Well, how could you, Miss Polish? You never listened to me. You never really looked at me.
How wrong you are, Mr. Novak. I'm looking at you right now, and shall I tell you what I see? A smug, pompous, petty tyrant, very sure of himself and very ambitious. But I see him 10 years from now, selling shampoo. And 20 years from now, selling shampoo. And 30 years from now, still selling shampoo, because basically, do you know what he is? Just a not very smart, not very handsome, not very young man with graying hair and the personality of a python. Mr. Novak, I didn't mean all those things. Mr. Novak!
No, don't call him. Look him back. Hey, it's almost closing time.
Closing time? But I'm still waiting for someone. He's to have a rose in his lapel.
To match the one in your book. How late is he?
Over 2 hours.
Well, you're a very patient young lady.
I've waited for him all my life. What's 2 hours?
This one is on the house. For luck.
Thank you. You know, this is a very nice cafe.
We try to preserve a romantic atmosphere. Yeah. Then he'll invite you, and you two can patch it up. I'm sure you'll both be very happy.
Can I ask you something? You've seen so many of these cases. Does it ever happen that the lady is here waiting, and the man just comes and takes one look at her and just goes away without writing her
Sometimes she looks at him and she goes away.
How heartbreaking that must be.
Well, you don't have to worry. You're a nice, presentable young lady. Not a beauty contest winner. But you should see some of the others.
I make believe nothing is wrong. How long can I pretend? We make it wrong, don't break my heart.
Come in.
I'm back.
You can take this.
Well, everything will be fine.
Went to the shop?
Here's the key. Oh, then I delivered your message to Mr. Novak. That is, I left it with his lane lady. He was out.
Very good.
Oh, something else. This scholarship sector, Colonel was called us, and she won't be in today. That's everything.
Arpad, you're a credit to your profession.
Thank you, Mr. Marichette. You know, I'm not afraid of responsibility. I welcome it. In fact, I welcome a lot more.
I'll keep it in mind.
And I can't help thinking, Christmas is almost here, all that Christmas shopping. We're going to be very short-handed in the shop.
What is it? You know someone who wants a job? Oh.
Mr. Marichette, you've got to stop thinking of me as just a delivery boy in a suit with a tie. I look old. And I've been training myself to be a sales clerk, training hard for 2 years.
Oh, you've been training.
I have trained myself, going shelf by shelf, and I know every item in the store, every tin, jar, box, bottle, carton, and container, where they are, what they cost, what they're for. try me. You need help or I had never spoken. And why bring someone in when I'm already broken? In this emergency, I wouldn't let you down, Mr. Marichek. Try me. Oh, I can see by the uncertain way you frown that you've asked yourself, why me? For first class clerking and conscientious working, Mr. Marichek, why not try me?
Okay. This cream is sour, very sour. Take it back.
Yes, sir. You wish to return this jar? Madam, certainly, but you are. Madam, you say it smells like a drowned cat. It does at that. At Marichek's Madam, we claim with pride. The customer must be satisfied. The customer must be satisfied. Oh, by the way, we have a special sale on autumn heather. Let me spray some on your hand. Here, we'll smell it together. It has the three elements of good perfume: attractive to the nose, invisible to the eye, and functional. My wife has used it time and again. It's very appealing to us men. I use it myself every now and then.
I'll take it.
Oh, certainly, Madam. Oh, Miss Ritter.
Miss Ritter.
That's 26 for the autumn heather, 8 and 3 for the cream, 32 even for that bottle of mermaid stream, 1 and 3 for the eyebrow pencil, 9 for the large shampoo, and then for the jar you're bringing back, that's 4 and 2 for you. That's a total of 98, less 4 and 2 for the jar, out of 100. Ooh, cha-ching. Here's your change, 5 and 2, there you are. The biggest sale in several years, I believe. Thank you, Madam. Please call again. Glad that you came. Gone fairly well. Thank you, Madam. Please call again. Do call again. Madam, I would gladly grow a mustache to be like Mr. Marichek. Try me. Oh, I would even think of giving up my fight, Mr. Marichek. Try me. For first class clerking and conscientious working, Mr. Marichek, why not try me?
There, you even managed to shortchange me.
Mr. Marichek, what happened?
He shot himself. What? Oh, accidentally. He was cleaning his gun.
Our pet, will you please leave us?
Well, are you in very much pain, Mr. Marichek?
The only place that doesn't hurt me is my left shoulder, where I shot myself.
Is there anything I can do to help?
First, I've got to do something. If I could stand up, you know what I would do? I'd come over there, take you by the hands, and beg you to forgive me.
Mr. Marichek, I forgive you. Whatever happened, why it ever happened, I don't care.
No, you can't let me off that easily. I did a terrible thing to you. And there's no excuse. Well, I guess there is one excuse. The jealousy of an old man.
Jealous?
I guess you're the only man in history who could have an affair without knowing it.
An affair?
You've been having an affair with my wife.
Me and Mrs. Marichek? No, it's not true.
I know it's not true. I know now, but last week, 2 weeks ago, I didn't.
Mrs. Marichek and... Oh. You really think?
That's just it, I didn't think.
Can't get over it.
Well, George, starting today, if you're willing, I'd like for you to take over the shop.
Of course, at least keep the doors open until you're well enough to come back.
Here's the key. Oh, and George, now that you're the boss, if you'd like to give yourself a raise.
Well, I'm going to talk with myself, and if I don't ask for too much, I may as well grant it.
The perfect executive. Now you better get going. We'll be very short-handed in the shop. Our pad tells me Miss Polish is sick.
Miss Polish, what happened?
You didn't say, but you'll have to manage without her. And without one other clerk. Mr. Kodai, I want you to fire him. Fire him? Just give him 2 weeks' salary.
I didn't realize Mr. Kodai was so unsatisfactory. I mean, he works hard.
But at the wrong things.
I'm not sure I understand.
Well, if you ever see Mrs. Marichek, perhaps she'll tell you.
Oh.
Well, my boy, I guess I'm a bachelor again. Same as you. Perhaps one of these days she'll take me to a cabaret.
I don't go to cabarets. Well, I'll stop by later and give you a phone.
Thank you, my boy. I'll be here. Have you been thinking about me as a sales clerk? Quite seriously, but there is still one thing that bugs me. Your bicycle. How did you ever bear to part with it? Well, what if I didn't part with it? Altogether, I could be half delivery boy, half sales clerk. Arpad, you just made yourself a sale. I did. Starting today. I guess we can't call you Arpad anymore. I don't think I ever knew your last name. You do have a last name. Laszlo. Welcome to Marriage Chicks, Mr. Laszlo. Mr. Laszlo? Mr. Laszlo. Now you better get going. I'm on my way, and you can count on me. Goodbye, Mr. Marichek. Goodbye, Arpad. Oh, I mean, Mr. Laszlo.
All night, circling the floor till dawn lit up the sky. No younger.
Miss Ballish!
Who's there?
Miss Ballish!
Who is it?
Miss Ballish! Miss
Oh,
Ballish!
just
Miss
a minute.
Miss Ballish! Miss Ballish!
Oh, Mr. Novak.
I was in the neighborhood.
What is it? Have you thought of something you forgot to say last night? Well, if so, say it, and quickly. I'm not feeling very well today.
Well, I know you're not. That's why I'm here.
You knew I was sick? How?
Well, this may come as quite the shock to you, Miss Ballish, but the fact is I am back at Marriage Chicks again.
Back at Marichek.
As of this morning.
And you've come to see if I'm really sick, is that it?
What?
So you can tell everyone that there's not a thing wrong with me.
Wait, no.
That I just don't care about my job?
Miss Ballish, no.
Well, Mr. Novak, I'm not going to have that chance. What time is it? I'm going to be very late. Where's my other shoe? Help me find my other shoe. Don't just stand there like that. Where's my shoe?
I think you should lie down.
Find my shoe. I can't live until I do. Will you give me my hat? Where's my shoe?
Please, Miss Ballish,
Vanilla ice cream is the best thing in the world when you're sick.
Oh, it's from Lindner's. My mother works at Lindner's. She might have waited on you.
Oh, a small, stout woman.
Oh no. The image of me, everyone says, will be much younger looking. There's something wrong with this ice cream.
There is.
So much salt.
Are you surprised? All those tears falling into it.
Oh, then I better cry the other direction then.
Miss Walsh, why cry at all?
How little you understand, Mr. Novak. I'm like a rag doll and someone's gone and kicked out all the stuffing.
Well, you'll soon fill up again. Good as new.
You're looking at a very disillusioned girl.
You know, Miss Walsh, I'll never forgive myself for last night at the cafe. I must have been drunk.
Oh, but strangely enough, Mr. Novak, you were right when you guessed I'd never met the man I was meeting with. He was just someone who'd been writing letters to me. Such glorious letters.
You never showed up.
I waited until closing.
I feel very responsible.
Oh no, Mr. Novak, it wasn't just you. There could have been so many reasons. But if he cared at all, he would have written a letter, a note, 2 words or something.
He will write.
I don't think so.
Oh no, I know definitely. He will write.
Oh.
He told me himself.
Himself?
Yes, dear friend, no one else.
Dear friend, tell me, Mr. Novak, tell me.
Well, you know, when I was eating at a cafe last night, I had the oddest feeling that someone was behind me, and I kept looking back, and there was
A young man.
a man. And then, when I was almost home, he came up and started asking questions about you and me.
What sort of questions?
Well, just what you'd expect.
But I want to know the words he said.
I'm not very good at remembering exact words.
Try? Please.
Well, I think the first thing he said was, "Excuse me, but I'd like to ask you a question." Or something like that, and then he said, "Did you just leave the Cafe Imperial?" You want to know what I said too?
Of course.
All right, well, I said, yes.
And then?
And then he said, "That girl you were sitting with, is she a special friend of yours?" Those exact words, special friend. And I was like, no, that's just a girl I work with. As a matter of fact, she has an appointment with someone else tonight. Oh, I remember it very clearly now. And then he suddenly looked quite sad.
He looked sad?
Quite sad. And then he said, I know that she has an appointment. It's with me, but I gotta take the next train out of town on urgent business.
Urgent business? Do you think he's a shop owner, do you think, or a manufacturer?
Well, it's certainly hard to tell. He looked well fed.
Well fed.
Oh, yes, to judge by appearances, of course, but you know, that's not so unusual for a man his age. You have some wonderful books here, Miss Welsh. The Red and the Black. I've been so anxious to read this. I wonder, would you lend it to me sometime?
What do you mean, a man his age?
I beg your pardon?
You said it's not so unusual in a man his age. How old is he?
Well, you realize it was a dark night. You had an exhausting day emotionally. At any rate, I guess his age at about 50, 60. You know it's hard to tell, Barry. Possibly he had some hair. Miss Walsh, have you read The Magic Mountain?
What?
The Magic Mountain. I bought it for myself for my birthday. If you'd like, I'd let you borrow it.
Is he completely bald?
Well, does that matter? I thought you were in love.
Well, I am, Mr. Novak. I am. It's just thought, hoped. I'm so ashamed of myself. As if appearances make a difference. Just look at the letters. The mortal works of art, the rapturous love stories that were written by elderly men, bald men, fat men with indigestion, terrible tempers, but somewhere deep inside, they had the magic, and that's a glory beyond estimation.
You put it very well, Miss Bowers.
I feel very well. I feel marvelous. So thank you for coming here today, Mr. Novak. Thank you for my life. I'm going to write to him this very moment, so he'll have a letter waiting. But I won't mention you since that might be embarrassing.
Yes, I would appreciate that. Well, I guess I'll get going back to the shop.
Well, and I'll follow, just as soon as I've written the letter.
Oh, no, there's no need for that. Take the rest of the day off, relax, read a book. Have you finished Anna Karenina yet?
Oh, yes, a long time ago.
So did I, but it's remarkable how it sticks with me. I mean, every platform with the train puffing in is Anna's platform, and I can actually see her come out through the crowd and walking slowly to the death. I even tried to stop her a few times, but she always vanishes into the smoke and steam.
How odd, Mr. Novak. How very odd. You know, in one of his letters, I wish I could show it to you.
Oh, you mean dear friends have the same experience?
Oh, yes, more than once.
Well, goodbye, Miss Ball.
Goodbye. Oh, Mr. Novak. May I tell you something quite sincerely? I like you, Mr. Novak. Really. I like you.
Thank you, Miss Ball. I'll see you in the morning.
In the morning. Dear friend, I am so sorry about last night. It was a nightmare in every way, but together you and I will laugh at last night someday. Ice cream, he brought me ice cream, vanilla ice cream, imagine that. Ice cream, and for the first time we were together without a sweat. Friendly, he was so friendly, that isn't like him, I'm simply so. My wonders never cease, my wonders never cease. It's been the most peculiar day. My wonders never cease, my wonders never cease. Where was I? I'm so sorry about this night. It was a nightmare in every way, but together you and I left last night today. I sat there waiting in that cafe and never guessing that you were fat, that you were near, you were outside looking bald. Dear friend, I am so sorry about last night. Last night I was so nasty. Well, he deserved it, but even so, that George is not like this George. This is a new George that I don't know. Somehow it all reminds me
I love it, knowing that she loves me. She loves me, true she doesn't show it. How could she, when she doesn't know it? Yes, she told me back. Now today she likes me, and tomorrow, my teeth from the earth to touch her. Speechless, for I mustn't tell her. It's wrong now, but it won't be long now before my love discovers that she and I are lovers. In that house of mine, she's bound to be. She loves me. She loves me. I love her. That I'll wonder. I wonder why I didn't want her. I wonder, that's the thing that matters. And matters are improving daily. Yesterday I told her, now today I love her. And tomorrow, tingling, such delicious tingles. I'm trembling, what the hell does that mean? I'm freezing, that's because it's cold out. And still I'm incandescent, and like some adolescent, I'd like to scroll on every wall I see. She loves me. She loves me. The new Mr. Marichek. Not so impressive. Too young, too skinny.
I think he's beautiful. Welcome back, George.
Congratulations, George.
Excuse me, but I could use some help in there. We do have customers. You know!
That reminds me, I have to have a word with Mr. Kodai.
Isn't it wonderful?
A miracle, an absolute miracle. Where's Mr. Kodai?
Who cares about him? That's all in the past.
It is?
Ever since last night. Remember what silly, confused girl I was last night?
You were?
Yes. I didn't know what to do or where to go. So my feet started walking down the street, across the bridge, past the Metropole Cinema, and do you know where?
No, where?
Right into the library.
The library?
Can you imagine?
How'd you like it?
I've never seen such a place. So many books. So much marble. So quiet. And suddenly all of my confidence shriveled away with awe. My head was beginning to swim and my forehead was covered with cold perspiration. I started to reach for a book and my hand automatically came to a stop. I don't know how long I've been frozen, a victim of panic or mortification. Oh, how I wanted to flee. When a kindly voice, a gentle voice, whispered, "Pardon me."
Pardon me.
And there was this all the while I was wondering why an illiterate girl should attract him. And all of a sudden he said that I couldn't go wrong with the way of all flesh. Of course it's a novel, but I didn't know I certainly wouldn't have smacked him. But then he gave me a smile that I couldn't resist. And I knew at once how much I liked this optometrist.
Optometrist?
Optometrist. You know what this dear, sweet, slightly bespectacled gentleman said to me next? He said he could solve this problem of mine. I said, how? He said if I'd like, he'd willingly read to me some of his favorite things. I said when? He said now. His novel approach seemed highly suspicious and possibly dangerous too. I told myself, wait, think, dare to go up to his class. What happens if things go wrong? It's obvious he's quite strong. He read to me all night long. Now how about that? It's hard to believe how truly domestic and happily hopeful I feel. I picture my Paul there, reading aloud as I cook. As long as he's there to read, there's quite a good chance indeed. A chance that I'll never need to open a book. Like someone else, someone I dimly recall. I know he'll only have eyes for me, my optometrist, Paul.
Well, I may as well tell you now Mr. Kodai is leaving us Mr. Marichek's orders.
Why? I mean, it's nice, but what happened?
Well, I'm afraid I can't tell you.
I bet I know. I warned him that they'd catch up with him. Did you know that half the perfume and toilet water in this shop ended up in his bathroom? I mean, he told me.
Oh, incidentally, now that you're back and everything's settled out, I just wanted to let you know. I wrote the anonymous letter.
Ladislav, what letter?
Oh, you didn't know? I wrote an anonymous letter to Mr. Marichek saying how one of his clerks was having an affair with his wife.
You did not. I don't believe you.
I had to do something. Business was so bad, I figured if he fired Mr. Kodai, who deserves it, he wouldn't fire me, who doesn't.
You realize how much trouble you caused?
And I will regret it till the day I die. Whoever dreamed that Mr. Marichek thought that I meant you.
You know what, Ladislav? I just hope you learned your lesson.
Oh, I have. Believe me, I have. In the next letter, name the names.
No, Ladislav. Miss Ritter, I need severance pay for Mr. Kodai.
Oh. Here it is. No. My pleasure. Good day, madam. May I help you?
Good day, madam. Arpad, Mr. Seapost, guess what? What? I'm a clerk. Congratulations, Arpad.
Mr. Marichek just promoted me. I want something else. I'm not Arpad anymore.
You're not? Who are you?
Mr. Laszlo.
Laszlo. Why Laszlo?
That's my last name.
Thank you, madam. Please call again. You call again, madam.
Miss Ritter, may I present to you our newest clerk, Mr. Lass, it's true, ask Mr. Marichek.
Our Pat, how wonderful.
What's wonderful?
I'm a clerk, studying right now, a clerk.
Can you believe it? Stephen Kodai replaced by a delivery boy.
Replace?
Yes, Arpad, I'm leaving. I just resigned. I wouldn't stay here another day.
You couldn't. You just got fired.
All right, believe that if it makes you happy, but you won't be happy for very long because one of these days now that door will close for the last time. Then you'll just take a walk over to Hammerschmidt's.
Why? It's closed.
Only temporarily. For renovations, you see. They're going to have a new owner, Stephen Kodai.
Some owner.
Nevertheless, it's true. Ilona believes me, don't you, darling?
Of course I do. Here's your down payment.
Cherie. It's been grand knowing you, grand knowing you, grand being your friend. You've been kind, loyal, and so generous, right down to the end. Please don't grieve watching me leave. That would be much too painful to set. It's been fun, now I must run, but it's been grand, perfectly grand. Ilona, farewell, Sherry, brave chin up. It's been so blunt, you mustn't waste the precious moment over me. You don't have time. Just remember when you're lonely. There's a hollow in my pillow for you. And C-post, what can I say? C-post, no tears, be gay, you know, old friend. I'm in your debt. I owe you more than I can possibly repay. I won't forget. Give your wife a little kiss from Kodai. I never met her, but I will. By and by. Leaving you hate, leaving your warm, intimate club. It's a small pleasure, but I'll treasure each warm, intimate snub. It's been grand, let me say, and let me say au revoir.
Miss Walsh, will you be taking the bus home today?
Yes, I will.
May I walk you to the bus stop?
I'd like that, Mr. Novak.
12 jumpers jumping, the lion pipe is piping, 10 lords of leaping 9 days to Christmas, 9 days to Christmas, still enough time to do your Christmas shopping. These are the people who shop at time, still enough time, sensible people who organize the time at their disposal. 9 days to Christmas, 9 days to Christmas, still enough time to do your Christmas shopping. These are the people who plan their days wisely and well. These are the people who shop in time and they can go to hell. Thank you, we'll call again, thank you. Miss Walsh, are you in a very good hurry today?
No, not at all.
I was thinking of a cup of coffee for the lunch.
I love that, Mr. Novak.
So would I.
He's a lucky 7, small as 26, he's a lady pride, bold and breeze. 4 days to Christmas, 4 days to Christmas, just enough time to do your Christmas shopping. These are the people who shop in time, still in time. These are the people who calculate with clinical precision. 4 days to Christmas, 4 days to Christmas, these are the folks who never waste a second. Full of chili efficiency, low in the goal. Never too early, never late, and never the worst of all. Thank you, please call again, thank you.
Oh, what a day.
Just wait until the 24th.
24? 1 day to Christmas, 1 day to Christmas, time to do your Christmas shopping. Where's the shop who keep the time? Where's the sheep who pop the time? Where's the people who shop in time, none of the time? These are the people who always wait until it's much too late. Oh, 1 day to Christmas, 1 day to Christmas, now they ever do your Christmas shopping. When it never lays long, and cold, some of the family may not get a Christmas gift at all. Merry Christmas!
Here it is.
Wow, not bad. Not bad. That's at least 14 inches longer than last year.
If only every day was Christmas Eve. I don't think I can take it. I haven't stopped for a minute.
I waited on 53 customers personally.
If only Mr. Marichek were here.
Well, I'll stop by later and bring this to him. Here comes the time where she finally invites me for Christmas Eve. Splendid! No, not splendid. I can't go! Why? Today's the day she's finally meeting dear friend. But your dear friend! That's exactly the point!
I give up. It's too complicated for me. You want to resolve things? Untangle them? Shoot yourself.
Will you let me know when he gets here?
All right. Oh, Mr. Novak. Mother and I would be so happy if you come spend Christmas Eve with us.
Oh,
It's a very special Christmas Eve. Do you know why? Dear friend's going to be there.
Who?
Dear friend, the man I've been corresponding with.
Oh, yes. Well, I certainly don't want to intrude.
Intrude? After all, you need help him. You know him. You've met him. And you're so alike, really. You can tell me if the conversation gets too deep. Please, Mr. Novak.
I just hope this is a mistake.
I know it's not.
Mr. Marichek. Look who's here, Mr. Marichek.
Where else would I be Christmas Eve? Wow, you did all that in one night.
And Merry Christmas, sir. I heard your voice. Merry Christmas, Mr.
Merry
Marichek.
Christmas, Miss Ritter. Have you time for a drink?
Champagne, I'll make that.
Mr. Marichek.
So nice to see you.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Seacoast. Can you bring 6 cups?
Absolutely, sir.
I'll open the champagne. I love opening champagne.
The goblets.
The champagne. Shall I pour?
Of course.
Only a little bit for our pack. You can have more of a champagne here.
It's good to be home.
Just for me, sir, the toast.
To Christmas Eve, the shop, all of us together. Merry Christmas!
May I?
Yes, please. George,
Yes, sir.
how would you feel about going out for a gala dinner? Favors, perhaps.
Well, I wish I could, Mr. Marichek, but the thing
But
is,
you weren't expecting me. I understand.
you see, Miss Polish invited me over for Christmas.
Don't give it another thought, my boy. It's not that important.
I think it looks like it is.
He's here. Mr. Ritter's friend.
Isn't he handsome?
Intelligent looking.
He has beautiful eyes.
He's an optometrist.
Don't say that.
I love the way he walks.
Look at that coat. That hat. Rich.
I don't know. He has dimples. That settles it. Tonight, when he asks me to marry him, I'm going to say yes.
Tonight alone, I had no idea.
Neither does he. Well, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Good evening.
Youth. Well, Mr. Marichek, I really should be getting home now. I have my wife and kids at home, and her sister, her children, the Jeffersons, and their children, and the Smiths, and their children. Anyways, God help me. Merry Christmas, Mr. Marichek.
Merry Christmas. Arpad,
Yes, sir.
are you busy tonight?
No, sir.
Yes, you are. You're going to Vapors.
Vapors! What is it?
Oh, George. Arpad and I are going out for a night on the town.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Marichek.
Merry Christmas, Miss Polish. George?
Merry Christmas, sir.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Novak.
Merry Christmas.
I'm going to Vapors.
How nice.
Mr. Laszlo, tell me, is there anything you want for Christmas?
Oh, I won't get it anyway.
Just tell me.
It's too much to hope for.
But at least tell me.
Well, but I'd really like it, more than anything, is a motorcycle.
You're right, my boy. You won't get it.
I can get that for you. A cigarette box.
I know you hate them, but I rather like them, and I thought as a gift for dear friend.
But what if he's not a smoker?
He likes music.
Of course, and you know, Miss Bosch, it's only a buzz. I don't hate these as much as I used to. I wouldn't mind owning one myself.
You wouldn't?
Only to remind me of the first time you came here, remember? What kind of boxes, madam? Oh, they're for candy and they're functional.
You were so awful, and I was so terrified. Did I really sound like that?
Well, you sounded irresistible. I remember thinking to myself, like, that girl could almost fall in love with.
But you were so awful. And you never said anything.
Well, how could I? I mean, I knew how you felt about me.
But you didn't really, because I was attracted to you. More than attracted.
Awful as I was.
What a shame you never spoke up. Who knows what might have been?
I'm so sorry about last night. For the nightmare in every way. Together you and I, like the last night.
someday.
Dear friend,